afternoon, Captain Paul here, and welcome aboard Southern Estate, our 44-foot Marine Trader Euro-style trawler. I currently live aboard full-time with my wife Beverly and our dog Daisy. After completing almost 6,000 miles of America's Great Loop on a limited budget and limited boating knowledge, we are currently waiting out hurricane season and working on our trawler. We plan on living aboard and working aboard Southern Estate for the next 5 years. I do live daily update videos of life aboard and videos of different products of docking at different locations. I also like helping people who are buying and selling boats, specifically 40-year-old trawlers. Boating is a lifelong passion of mine, and I like sharing my knowledge in videos. Today's live video topic is, do you need cash to buy your boat? And so that's a topic and I want to share a few experiences with me. But before I get going, I've got to clear something up. So Sam and Rev called me, or they texted me actually yesterday from what yacht to do, and they wanted to clarify something with me. They are not selling, they're not getting out of the boating game. They love their trawler life, and they're not getting out anytime soon. What they are selling is their dinghy tender, and it will be listed GLAC website. So if anybody's interested in that, they can go over there and then contact them through that website. But it's only their dinghy. They're not going to sell the big boat. And that'll be a topic. Maybe we'll talk about that next week, because I'm in the market to buy a dinghy. I'm looking at tenders right now and different buying options and going through the whole process right now. So we'll do that on one of my live update videos next week. Okay, every style of boat you can think of. I've owned commercial shrimp boats, sailboats, power boats, cruisers, 40-year-old trawlers. I've owned them all, and most of them I have paid cash for, but there has been a few times that I did finance my boat. And is cash king? Well, yes it is, but let me just share with you the buying experience for Southern Estate. Southern Estate is a 44-foot Euro-style trawler, like I mentioned in the beginning here, and I paid $25,000 for her. I had been working on this deal for almost 2 years. I would have been willing to pay more money for the boat, but it just came up and worked out like that. I also said to myself a long time ago, and I can't find the video, but I said I would buy that boat for $25,000, and I did. Anyway, what happened on Southern Estate here is I had talked to the owners years before we actually bought Southern Estate, and I knew the boat very, very well. I never went and saw the boat, but I knew it. I had talked to Amy, which was the owner of the trawler, and got to know him and got to know the boat a little bit, and talked to him on several occasions. And as I was getting to know him and getting to know the boat, I fell more and more in love with it. But at the time, he was, I believe the lowest he came down to was $89,000, so still just right out of my price range. The only thing that I could have changed is when I bought Loop Princess. I could have called him and made him an offer, but I didn't. So anyway, I bought Loop Princess. I paid cash for Loop Princess, and then I came back, and as we were leaving on America's Great Loop, I actually did a video, I'll link it right here, talking about why I might sell Loop Princess, which was the trawler that we started America's Great Loop in. Anyway, that trawler did end up, the same guy that contacted me from that video, from the very, very beginning, was a Canadian buyer, and he bought the trawler. But at the time, I had all my money wrapped up in Loop Princess, and I really didn't have enough cash to pull this deal off without some help from my family and friends, and mostly my family. My twin brother Pete, which is Chief, we all know him as Chief, and he jumped aboard and was able and had the cash and sitting there, and he's actually the one that saw the ad. So one day Amy got up and he put a little post on Facebook. It was just a little post, and Pete just happened to catch it. It was all so lucky, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, Pete calls me up and says, "Paul, you're not going to believe this." And I said, "What is that?" And he goes, "Amy just posted your boat, and he posted it for $25,000. Anybody that gives me first person that gives me $25,000 cash owns this boat." I already knew the boat. I'd already done all my research. I know everything about the boat, and we don't even jack around. I had Pete wire him $5,000 almost immediately within the next couple of days, negotiating. There was no negotiating. It was $25,000. But the deal was we had to wait for the boat, which would take another 3 months. And in the meantime, I'm working on Loop Princess. So Pete wires him the $5,000. Then after that, long story short, is a couple, 2 or 3 weeks later, about a month later actually, he comes looking for the rest of his money, and Pete had it tied up. He's if you guys know and watch the videos, you know that he's in the market to buy a new Corvette, and so he has a little money saved up for that Corvette. So that's basically the money we used, and so not only was Pete able to pay him the $25,000, but he was also able to put another 20 grand into it, because that's what it really took to get the boat up and loop ready, because it needed all new batteries. The bottom had to be painted. There was a lot. It was quite a bit of projects actually on it that we had to complete before we could even attempt America's Great Loop in it. So, and then the plan was I'd meet him in Delaware City. But the moral of the story here was that yes, we did have cash. Yes, we pay cash for the boat, and we were able to do that, and it all worked out. Now, some of my other boating experiences, like I bought a in the late '90s, early 2000. It was probably '97. I bought a sailboat, a 34-foot Catalina sailboat. That one I did finance. The problem with financing, especially when you're looking for one of these 40-year-old trawlers, is A, it's hard to get financing because they're old, and B, when you do find one, especially when you get a deal like I had going on with this, if you don't have cash and you got to rely on the bank, there's another hiccup in the deal that could, derail it. Now, if you're dealing with a broker, it's a little bit different story, because the broker will do this thing, and it doesn't even one of the stories we shared with you guys about Bob buying his trawler and that main ship trawler for $55,000. You know, that's all a true story, and that all really happened, and that all happened through the broker. Now, he was able to pay cash. He was going to pay cash, but that's an easy deal that you could run to the bank and easily finance that if you have to. Boating is I call it a rich man's game, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, because own a boat and figure things out. But you got to get creative on what you do here. You can't just do anything you want, because you got slip and mooring fees that they're always going to be nagging you. You've got to take care of the bottom. The boat has to come out of the water every 2 to 3 years to have bottom painted and maintenance and stuff like that, which is basically, you can count it, painting your house or whatever. That's the way I look at it. So I'm going to pay those maintenance costs no matter what I do. But there is specific times that you can pay cash, especially people that have a little bit more money and they want to use it as a tax write-off, or your business and you want to use it as a tax write-off, or you have cash laying in an account that you just borrow against the cash to buy the boat. That's a different story, and that's you can do that, and you can help write it off, and you pay less taxes and stuff like that. So that's another instance that you can finance your trawler. But in the long run, if you want like a deal like I got, you should have cash, and you should have it readily available. I mean, you should be able to close within 30 days with your cash, if you expect to pull off a deal like this one. And that's just the reality of it. You can't hide behind anything. They always say cash is king. Well, they're right. Cash is king. Anyway, Paul Bates, live life with no regrets. If you got any questions, you need any help, just let me know. Leave your comments down below. I surely do appreciate it. And make sure, that when we go over to What Yacht to Do, let Sam know that that I fixed it. He's not selling the big boat. He is definitely not selling the big boat. He's selling his dinghy tender, and I didn't even look at it. I should look at it. Anyway, Paul Bates, peace out. Live life with no regret. Thank you guys for watching. We do appreciate it.